Hello, I'm Sioux Falls School District Superintendent Jane Stavem. Thank you for spending the next few minutes with me to learn a little about safety in our schools. Student and staff safety are our highest priority. When students feel safe, they learn with fewer distractions. When staff work in an environment where they feel cared for and where their needs are met, they'll do whatever is necessary to help students succeed. I want to share some information with you about the safety measures we take in the Sioux Falls School District. While we can't share every detail of our safe and secure plan, we wanted to point out some of the many protections we have in place. For more than a decade, the Sioux Falls School District has invested heavily in research prevention measures. Our Safe and Secure Schools plan is built on a strong foundation. First, leadership. Not just by the superintendent, but by building principals, teachers, and every person in a school who cares for your child. We all have a role in keeping our kids safe. Next, as an organization, we embrace the same national emergency management models as first responders in our community. We prioritize and continuously train on the best methods to maintain a safe learning environment. Next, we add 7 important pillars of safety, including policies, practices and procedures, technology, facility design, school resource officers, our See Something, Say Something motto, ongoing vigilance and commitment, and each school's culture and climate. These pillars represent our areas of focus so teachers can teach and students can learn under the umbrella of our Safe and Secure Schools plan. New this year, we've developed the Sioux Falls School District Circle of Safety. The circle puts each student and each staff member at the center. Each colored circle represents a layered approach for safety plans that are in place in the classroom, the school building, outside the school building, and in neighborhoods. And thanks to our law enforcement and first responders within the greater Sioux Falls community. Everyone is responsible for student and staff safety, and each layer in our circle of safety is vitally important. Classroom. Let's start with that first layer, in the classroom where students and staff spend most of their time. Our highly trained staff from district-level administration to the individual teachers and education assistants in each classroom are trained in emergency prevention and response. We regularly train and prepare for scenarios like fires, environmental catastrophes, nearby incidents like threats in the neighborhood being handled by the police, for bomb threats, and yes, for the unthinkable, an active shooter situation. In fact, more than 100 Sioux Falls School District staff members are trained in the National Incident Management System, also known as NIMS. This is the same response system used by Sioux Falls Police and Sioux Falls Fire. This training, along with extensive training in the Comprehensive School Threat Assessment Guidelines, known as CSTAG, ensure that our staff know what to do and when to do it to meet the needs of themselves, their students, and their peers during an emergency situation. Substitute teachers also receive safety annual training as well. While staff carry important titles like teacher, office assistant, or lunch attendant, many also possess training of how to respond in an emergency. The next layer in our circle of safety is the building and its perimeter. More than a decade ago, the Sioux Falls School District began its first Safe and Secure Schools initiative with the help and support of local fire, police, and emergency management authorities, and national school safety experts. While we don't disclose every detail in our plans to secure schools, we can point out some of the visual measures you might notice when you visit one of our schools. Every one of our 34 school buildings' main entrances has been physically constructed to funnel visitors through the main office. Where possible, access control procedures are in place to allow staff to greet each visitor and ensure they get to their intended location. Everyone entering our schools must sign in and out and leave an ID in the office before being allowed into the building. Security camera systems help us monitor high-traffic hallways, in addition to exterior areas like playgrounds, parking lots, and other gathering spaces. Our staff have a wide range of ways to communicate with each other and directly with local authorities, including a digital radio network that operates even when electricity, phone lines, and cell phone towers would be unavailable. With many national conversations focusing on mental health, it's important to note the professional counselors, success coordinators, social workers, administrators, and administrator interns in each building who work with students every day to help them build meaningful relationships, achieve academic success, and fulfill their futures. The district recently prioritized the addition of more school psychologists to help better serve at-risk populations. We have staff on site during drop-off and pickup times, during bus loading and unloading, throughout recess periods, and during after-school program hours. The next layer includes the neighborhoods where our schools are located. Our parking lots are well lit to discourage vandalism and crime. We publicly post that school property is closed from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. As previously mentioned, surveillance cameras help us monitor the comings and goings and are an important part in discouraging vandalism. In the few instances of vandalism that do occur, those cameras often lead police to the suspects very quickly. We also want to acknowledge our partners at the Sioux Falls Police Department. They do a great job of patrolling school zones to discourage speeding. Our school resource officers also have a strong presence at arrival and dismissal times to control the safe flow of traffic. Safety takes many forms. Over the past several years, everyone in the world has learned the importance of keeping facilities clean and healthy. Our custodial crews are trained in the use of and supplied with hospital-grade cleaners to keep our schools, from the restrooms and locker rooms to the office and classrooms, as clean as we can make them every day. We've installed advanced air filtration systems in every building to ensure pathogens are not being circulated from one place to the other. But more than that, the COVID-19 pandemic led us to create plans and procedures that we can quickly draw upon when needed in the future. Remote learning, our Return to Learn and Continue to Learn plans reached every aspect of our educational responsibilities and our extracurricular activities. Like with all our safety plans, these are continually evaluated, updated as necessary, and are adaptable for future needs. None of this works without training and cooperation. The Sioux Falls School District has intentionally built important community partnerships with local mental health leaders who work with us in a variety of ways to help students and staff deal with the mental health concerns and the pressures of everyday life. Our school staff are regularly referring parents and students to the substantial community resources in place to help them through any kind of crisis. And as previously mentioned, our strategic partnerships extend to the Sioux Falls Police Department and our school resource officers. These SROs are not just a reinforcing presence in each school. They're crucial to building relationships, educating students about safety in all its forms, and assisting with connecting students and families to the community resources of all kinds. As the world continues to change, so too does the Sioux Falls School District. We make time to plan, understand the resources available to us, train for the unthinkable, and always keep student and staff safety as our highest priority. Our students and staff are our most valued treasures. And while safety is never a certainty, we are taking steps each day to reduce risks, and we're committed to the vigilance needed in this important work. Thank you for trusting us with your child's education. It's our privilege to serve this community.